You're enjoying the heat, Harold?
It's beautiful. What are you talking about? It's gorgeous here.
What is the 104?
No, I don't know. I'm inside.
Oh,
It was gorgeous day. Beautiful.
it's okay because it's dry heat, right?
No, it's actually, if you like hot weather, this is the place to be. It's excellent. Gorgeous.
Good. I mean, if you don't have to go anywhere walking, you're okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, we went for a swim. I'm gonna play pickleball later when it gets dark.
You play what?
Pickleball.
What is that? What is that?
It's like tennis. It's like a quarter size of a tennis court, and use a ball that doesn't bounce so much, so you don't have to run so much.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot of fun. You get to exercise, but without killing yourself running around like a maniac.
That's good.
It's
That's
very
good.
nice.
Can I teach here or should I go in the breakfast room? You want to go in the breakfast room? I'll go in the breakfast room. So we're on Lamed Tes, Amud Aleph. So we said that we asked the question whether if someone was raped and died, so let's say the person who did the rape had not been brought to court and the woman had died. And now when he's brought to court, she would have been 12 and a half years old as a Bulgaris, where the knas goes to her. So we asked, is yesh beggar bekever or ain't beggar bekever? Because the nafkamina would be, if she gets it, her son would inherit it. So the Gemara asks, Mima Abra. But a Ketana and a Nara cannot get pregnant. Three kinds of women use contraception when they have relations. Eluhen Ketana, a girl under 12, Muberes, a pregnant woman, Umenika, a nursing woman. Ketana is the Prav Shema Tisabi Vitamus. Chazal understood that if a girl under 12 got pregnant, she might die. So if she's going to have relations, she's allowed to use contraception. Muberes, pregnant woman, is allowed to use contraception. Shema Tasa Uber Sando. In the Chazal's time, they thought that even though a woman is pregnant, she could get pregnant again, and the new child would squash the other pregnancy.
Is that possible?
Not in today's physiology, not with today's understanding of physiology.
Oh, okay.
A woman who's pregnant doesn't have the hormonal environment to establish a new pregnancy.
Okay.
And Menika Shematigmo is Bna. A nursing woman, if she gets pregnant, her milk might stop, and it might be dangerous for the child that's relying on the milk. And the Brisa continues, Walter one Lamed Tes Amud Aleph, Ve'zeu K'tana B'Achas Esrei Sharav Yom Echad Ad Shneim Esrei Sharav Yom Echad, from 11 till 12. Because there, the Gemara says there's a possibility that she could get pregnant. Pachos Mikan, under the age of 11, the Yisrael came, and above that, she's allowed, she can have relations without contraception because pregnancy it would not occur under the age of 11, or is not dangerous to her, Divrei Meir. The Chachamim say she doesn't used to use contraception because of a pasuk. Hashem will watch out for the innocent, basically. Okay, so she can't get pregnant as a katana, but as a nara from the age of 12, she could. The problem is the period of naras is only 6 months, we said. She becomes a Bulgaris at 12 and a half. That can't be. You can't give birth less than 6 months. Because the period of time between Naris and Bagris is 6 months. Maybe that statement of 6 months is only a bottom, but maybe there could be more time. So Mor says, Ha'ela Kamar. No, Ella means only 6 months. Do we say that even if she died, if she's now eligible, if she would have been eligible to be 12 and a half, the claim of the father to get the knas goes away. And since there's no one to claim it's not her or the father, the person who raped doesn't have to pay any knas. Maybe the father is still connected and the knas has to be paid to the father. Mar Baravashi asked the question, Misa oisa bagris or ain oisa bagris? Can she become a boigeres basically in the grave? So Teiku, the Gemara doesn't answer the question. Let's say somebody rapes the Nara and then he wants to get married to her. Mao. And perhaps he doesn't have to pay the knas. It's not a statement of what was in the past. We need to know what she is now. When it says, if he married her, and then she gets to keep the knas, it doesn't use that language either. There's no comparison. Once a girl is 12 and a half, she's not in the possession of her father anymore. And also nesuin motzim mishusav. When a woman gets married, the father doesn't have rishus in her anymore. Ma bagrus balo bagra la'atzma. If a man rapes the girl, she gets the money herself. The question is, when you give kiddushin, mi kamavki mashusa da avla gamri, does that take her out of the possession of the father completely? It's not so. Atnan, nara marasa aviu balamifrin lanadera. In the period of naras, basically the father and the husband share in certain things, like being made for nadarin. So there's no shaila by the erisim because it's different than boigeris. Mishnah. If it's seduction, meaning it's not a rape, it means the girl was willing. So the person who seduced the girl has to pay the father 3 things. We'll see what those are. If it's a rape, it means if she was unwilling, he has to pay the father 4 things. There's embarrassment. There's pagam, which is her diminution in status. Uknas. So even with pitui, you pay those 3 things. A girl who gets raped gets pain. Ma beinonis lamafate. Oinis noisinus satsar. Hello. Hi, Bernard. Yeah, I'm not getting anything for Rosh Hashanah. Yeah, no, we don't, because I really haven't worn that other thing that I got for Passover. So that's gonna hold me instead for Rosh Hashanah. Okay. For what? Okay. I hope you feel, but listen, I'm teaching a class right now, so I hope you feel better. Very good. Bye-bye. With rape, there's pain. There's no pain by seduction because she's not fighting. By rape, you pay right away. When he decides not to marry her. Someone who rapes a girl, he has to drink from his cup. He has to marry her. He doesn't, by seduction, he's not forced to marry her. He rapes a lame girl. She's blind. She's a leper. So then he has to marry her. However, if she was mezaneh, or she's a mamzeres, then he doesn't have to keep her. So the Gemara says, where is this girl having pain? That he threw her down on the ground when he raped her. So what if he threw her down on a mattress of silk? That he would be potter? Maybe he is potter. Atanya, and oinus does because this is every husband has relations with his wife through bia, so there's no oinus because of that. So the Chachamim responded, fine. A woman who is against her will is going to have pain. The pain of spreading her legs. You spread your legs for anybody passing by. That's what Yechezkel says to Klal Yisrael. So by seduction, you spread her legs. There she's willing. Crush you and she'll leave you potter. She's going along with it, so she forgives any discomfort. So Shali Davuaninu, it's really the knas is paid to the father. The smart women would understand that by seduction there's no tsar at Bia, because she did it willingly. We see cases where there is pain. It's like a little bit of warm water on the head of a bald person. It's like the pain that when you get your blood drawn for a phlebotomy. Like stale bread in your cheeks. So it's very minimal discomfort. Then the seducer, when he decides to get rid of her, he hasn't married her. When he decides not to marry her, so if he decides to marry, he doesn't have to pay. But if he doesn't want to marry her, he has to pay. The seducer pays when he doesn't marry her. That's the knas. The embarrassment and the pagam, he pays right away. Now, whether a person raped a girl or seduced her, either he or her father can reject him as a husband. So Bishlam Mufut, I understand seduction, ksiv, if the father doesn't want. So she also can reject. So I understand that she can reject. I mean, she has to be willing to get married. How do we know that by rape, the father can choose not to get him to marry her? Here's a guy going to come along and do a crime and rape this girl, and he's going to benefit that he gets to marry her even against the will of the father? That doesn't make any sense. By a seduction, the girl went along. It's only the father that's upset. So and there we said the halacha is what she can reject him as a husband and the father. Oines, a rape, he went against both her das and the father's das. So lo kol shekain, it's certain to be a kal v'chomer that both of the father and her can reject him. Rava doesn't consider him a choyte nisker because he paid a lot of money. He's lav choyte nisker. Abai lo amar karava. Mefata the iu motzima akev. By a seduce, he can choose not to marry her. Avianami motzima akev. Oines the iu lo motzima akev. The rapist cannot refuse. So avianami lo motzima akev. So maybe based on that, the father can't reject it either. By an oinus, he pays right away. So first of all, what does that mean? He's not his wife. Ema, say he. If she wants to get a divorce, and she wants a get, she's not entitled to any more money. The knas is the ksuba payment. And same thing, mace, if he dies, yotza kesef knas b'ksubasa. Normally what she gets in the ksuba, she got already, because the knas is moira absulos. Now that's not according to everybody. Rabbi Yosef yesh la ksuba mana. No matter what, if he dies or divorced, she gets at least the ksuba of a almana. Every time I'm matakin rabbanon ksuba. Why do we have the whole takon of ksuba? Kadesh lo take kalabein of lotzia. We don't want it to be easy for the husband to divorce his wife. Therefore, we make it financially expensive. Now, in this case, when you rape a girl and you marry her, you're never allowed to divorce her. V'halo matzimafikla. Therefore, there's no ksuba. Makes sense. If you don't have a financial penalty, the husband will make life so difficult that she'll demand a divorce. So you always have to have some ksuba. Migmar gamri me'adodi. Oines and Mafater learn from each other. Maybe by Mafate he has to marry her as well, like a Oines. Amrakra. Mahori marena lo lisha lo midaito. Means it has to be, he has to want and she has to want. It's not automatic. Okay? Very good. Yeshikach, everybody. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Regular time, 8 o'clock tomorrow. Daf Yomi. Tonight,
Okay. Tonight, 9?
Orbit 9.